Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry about that. I had an update and it always happens like that. You have to, and I just forgot when I hit play and I was like, snap. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Anyway, what's going on, everybody? K Mega 405 coming to you live from the 405. What up with you, Slayer? What's going on with you, brother? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Man, a lot to unpack today. A lot to unpack. And and there's, I'm not only going to be able to unpack everything because there was 138 to 140 things of documents that was leaked. So, I mean, this is going to bleed over for weeks, if not months, of the information that we gathered for some of us content creators that we gathered. And I mean, what I'm going to do today is just talk about some of the bigger points for me, and then hear what you guys got to say in the chat. What's going on with you, Dragonheart Yobi? What's up, T Reaper? What's going on? Listen, man, listen. Without further ado, man, let's just get right into it. Really do appreciate you guys coming through, checking it out. Look, this is amazing stuff. This is some amazing stuff. Now, granted, for people out here who don't know, it was an error between the court and between Microsoft. So obviously there will be a head that will roll. There's no question about it. Somebody's lost a job or people have lost a job. There is that. You do not let all these juicy bits go. And regardless, now somebody made a pretty funny point in saying, like, for the ABK deal, Xbox risked it all. Microsoft Xbox risked it all. They did. And here next week, we will hopefully finally be at the end of it to where they can go ahead and give the go ahead. Microsoft can close, and then they can close within the next couple of weeks or so, and then we can be done with this ABK deal once and for all. But let's get this out the way right now before we even get any further. What's going on with you, Drawing T? Let's get this out the way. Microsoft is not going to acquire Nintendo. The way that everything is structured now between the regulators, it would even, I mean, just look at how crazy they acted over the ABK deal. We're talking about Nintendo, right? And let me put this graph up here to let people get a perspective of this before we get into the rest of this stuff. Hold on, I hit the wrong button. Let's see. Look at this right here. Nintendo is third. Now, and there's also another point to this that I do want to add on to this whole thing that's going on here, right? But what's crazy to me on this whole situation, right, is that, like, and the reason why I'm making this point about, like, wow, there is no way in hell that Nintendo is going to be, I mean, Microsoft is going to acquire Nintendo and Nintendo is going to be under the umbrella. It just isn't happening. This would be the second time that Microsoft has been trying to go after Nintendo, which they tried to do it years before, I think during the Xbox One era, or OG Xbox, not Xbox One, OG Xbox. I think it's just better for the deals that they have, the negotiations that they're working on right now, to be a lot more, fruitful for Microsoft than it is for them to try to acquire them. I don't see the purpose in it. Honestly, I mean, well, I do see the purpose, but I just don't think that it meshes well for what Xbox is trying to be and where they're trying to go at this point in time. I mean, that's just my opinion on it. Hold on, let's see. Let me try to do something else before I kick off more. Where you at? I don't see it right now. There we go. Here we go. Let me do this right fast. Okay. So if any of you guys want to join me on the Discord on GRG, you feel free to come through, come holla at me. What's going on with you, John T? Really do appreciate it, man. He said it's been confirmed that Xbox leaks are on accident Tom Warren says the CMA will give the decision next week. Microsoft will buy shares in Nintendo and own 49%, not buy them completely. Listen, man. What's going on with you, Steve? Hey, man, for him, what's going on? He said, come on, Nintendo laughed at them. And no. They didn't laugh at him. Microsoft's money is too long to be laughed at. When you see somebody come in here with Microsoft's money, Microsoft, Amazon, or Google money, you ain't like, or Saudi. Let's not even, we got to put that in there as well. Saudi money. Tencent don't really so much buy stuff, except they just kind of they throw some dollars at you. But Saudi money, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, when they walk in the room and they're talking about, hey man, we thinking about you, you're going to think about it because they have so much capital. Like they can do whatever that they want to with the money. If there wasn't regulators, which I'm all for regulators. I'm not saying the regulator, but I mean, I think that the regulatory process, what was going on with the ABK deal was just absolutely asinine. But regardless, that's neither here nor there. But I do feel that regulators are definitely needed because some of these corporations would go just asinine balls to the wall, right? But they didn't get laughed at. You know what I'm saying? Microsoft walk into the room and then look at this. On top of this, let's go back to this graph right here. If you go back last gen to the Xbox One generation, Microsoft was in the top 5, but Tencent and Nintendo was beating them. And Sony was well ahead, like massively ahead. You look at this graph right now, and the stands will look at this and say, look at this, because they're looking at this line right here, right? But what you need to look at is that number, and then that number. That's a lot closer than what Sony would like Microsoft to be in gaming. Too close. And what do you think that this Microsoft number is going to be once this ABK deal is done? It sure ain't going to stay at 16.3 billion. You're going to have to really put a lot. I know that the stands will make every narrative that they possibly can. Right now, one of the narratives that's out there is because of what Phil Spencer said about Game Pass or about Xbox future in this situation in regards of, well, if we can't sustain a solid number for Xbox, then for Xbox Game Pass, then we're going to have to close up shop. Mind you, when that was said, they were in litigation on trying to acquire Call of Duty. Also, if you go back and you look and read, you go and look at where Game Pass was when it first launched back then, it looked like it was already dead on arrival from a lot of people's perspective. I mean, even some Xbox gamers was already thinking about like, nah, it's not going to do this, it's not going to do that, because I mean, look at the game lineup. Now you look at it, I'm saying 35. It's 30 million plus. I'm thinking it's around 30. I honestly, personally think it's around 35 million subscribers. And that was before Starfield. And that's before this gauntlet of games that's going to be coming out in 2024. And afterwards. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Drawn T, he said, want Microsoft to buy Valve and put Steam on Xbox. Listen, now that was somewhere that I was going to go next after I was just making it clear that the whole Nintendo thing, that's great, that's juicy, that's wonderful, that Microsoft is thinking big like that. But the reality of it is, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. The regulators is not going to let that happen. And Nintendo is in such a great position right now, even though of what you've seen of the Mortal Kombat, Lord have mercy. But Nintendo is going to drop that. If they stay around that same price range or maybe go $100 higher, the Nintendo is going to sell like hotcakes. It's hotter than it's ever been, I think, going back to maybe the NES or the Super NES. But Nintendo is in a really good spot, and I just don't, and the fit just doesn't seem right. Like the point of having those all of those Nintendo games being put on Xbox and being a part of that, that'd be great. But that was a really good point that you made there, Drawn T. That really I didn't even think about, like putting stocks involved into it, like having 49% in there, doing it. I mean, could it happen? It could. Do I see it? No, I don't. But and another narrative that gets killed. Another narrative. Please stands. Would you stop saying this for the 10 millionth time, where American companies can't buy Japanese companies? Can we stop that now? Because if Xbox cannot buy, or Microsoft cannot buy, or go after these companies from Japan, they wouldn't even mention it. They wouldn't even talk about it. Sega wouldn't have been on that list. Nintendo wouldn't have been on that list. Can we stop talking about this for the last time, Stans? Can you stop bringing that up as though that is, you think that Japan is completely off limits to the world, when, hell, I don't even know what the percentage is of Europe has in Japan. I mean, go back and check some history, guys. Come on, man. Stop this. Stop this. Western companies can definitely buy companies from Japan. Is it harder than it is for maybe a company from Japan buying something from the United States? I'm pretty sure it is, but it still can be done. Stop it. Stop it. Kill that narrative. It's done. You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and read a little bit of some of these comments in here. What was Colin not wrong about? That's what I'm trying to figure out on that end. You know what I'm saying? You said Tencent is number one. I don't. You said Tencent is number one now. I don't know. I just seen this board right here, and it sit there and it said like the top 10 gaming companies by their gaming revenue. So I don't know where, you know what I'm saying, where you're saying the Tencent is, because I don't know. I mean, I just seen this was dropped yesterday. So I don't know if this was maybe somebody using this and this was older, but from what I'm seeing right here, which I could be wrong on this, but regardless, because Tencent used to be number one, I knew that at one point in time, but the last time I seen that was last gen. So now I don't know about what's going on now, except for just what I seen somebody post this today. And this wasn't from like some you know, Xbox or PlayStation person. This was set from one of those magazines. So anyway, regardless, however you want to slice it, going back to this point right here, 24.9 billion and you got 16.3 billion. That's still too close for Sony. Way too close for Sony. Way too close for Sony. And like I said, the ABK deal, once that get rolling, the success of what we're seeing with Starfield, which, pleasant surprise, that was going to be my video today. My thoughts video was talking about even if it's not a game of the year, so I might talk about it tomorrow, that this game has already solidified itself as being one of those games to be looked at as a true game of the generation. Like, I mean, it really is. Like, I mean, we are looking at a game that's going to be looked at throughout this generation as one of those go-to games. When people talk about, hey man, let me talk, there's going to be Elden Ring, there'll be maybe Spider-Man coming up here. There could be other, you know, there's going to be a list of games that people are going to say, look, man, you got to check this game out, for people who are coming into this generation later, when the next generation come, or just in gaming discussions in general, that Starfield is going to be placed into that category, regardless if it's game of the year or nominated or not. Yeah, Starfield has already placed themselves. And this, we're talking about this in what, 14 days? That's pretty amazing, but I'll talk about that tomorrow. He said, "What's the yapping about, man? Man, what's the yapping is about these leaks and how in the future of Xbox, in the sense of what we're seeing right now, and I'm pretty sure what like Phil Spencer addressed that there are going to be some changes. Like, I mean, they've had things put into it, but the things that would really trip me out, and let's go back to where I was going to here, is talking about this and about this Brooklyn. Yeah, shout out to Lemon. Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Brooklyn, son, Brooklyn. Um, Oh, you know, I'm all about digital because that's out of the PlayStation. That's when I would probably risk it all and go. Nah, I ain't risking it all because I'm waiting until I get a good sale. I found a good deal on a PlayStation 5 digital because that's what I want. I don't care about the disc thing like that. I'm kind of I'm an old guy, but I'm not. Nah, I don't. I'm into new technology. You know what I'm saying. We just like with the PlayStation purge that happened, or not purge, but the PlayStation situation that happened. I believe it was yesterday. Uh, a lot of people couldn't play their single player games, and some people had discs and they still couldn't play those games. It's just like what I've been trying to say is that it doesn't matter. A lot of these games, regardless if they got to get patched and other things out there, they're already linked up, and you digitally have it. It's just for some people's satisfaction to have that disc to make them feel like they can put that in and they can play that game, and it's going to work. And a lot of people realize that yesterday or whatever that, because I seen the article yesterday, so it could have been beforehand. But anyway, but I'm all about digital. I mean, it's much more convenient, it's less clutter, all that. Now, I am about game preservation, of course. Like, I want to see older titles still remain to come out. People can go again and get them, and then have backwards compatibility, things like that. I'm all about that. But when it comes to these games coming out here, even starting back from the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, we kind of seen the writing on the wall. And mostly everybody, gaming wise, console, definitely PC, mobile, digital is where it's at. So anyway, seeing this right here is pretty impressive. Of course, this is supposed to be slated out to coming out in 2024. Now, this does debunk from what these leaks were talking about me saying that this was going to be a longer generation. This is going to be about the same length of the generation as the 360 and the PlayStation 3. But when they're saying that they're going to probably have a new console coming out in 2028, it's close, but still it's not as long as that I was anticipating because this generation hasn't really truly taken off until this year, in my opinion. But anyway, this is going to be $500. I seen some of the media out there tripping out. I see how you talk about Go Niners. Hey man, that's cool. Hey man, I know that there's really not too many moral victories in sports, but listen, my Rams played their ass off. They should have. They had a chance to win. We didn't have Cooper Kupp. Hey, I'm feeling that offensive line was handling them pretty good until the very end when Stafford had to keep throwing the ball. Man, I don't know. But anyway, Drawn TT says the owner of Steam, he said he would sell to Microsoft. No, yeah, I'm going to get into that too here in a hot second, but I want to talk about this console. I'm definitely going to talk about the Valve thing because I've talked about that for the last couple of years here after Gabe said what he said. The situation here with this is that, like, I think it's a good look. Look, if you've read these leaks, listened and read and watched all types of content creators out here talking about it, if you're an Xbox fan or just a gaming fan in general, you should be happy about what you've read about from Xbox. Because what they're showing you is that their aggression level is on an all-time high. They are not afraid of going after it. It's going for it. They're going for it. They're going for it. And that puts the fear of God on the stands. I'm seeing them coming out here and saying, we knew what we knew what Microsoft was, we knew what Xbox was, we called them out on it. We knew that. No, you didn't. For the last 10 years, you've been saying that Xbox is about to fold 10 and about to get the hell on out of here. It wasn't until just the ABK deal until y'all started calling Xbox / Microsoft the evil corporation again. You were saying that they were weak. Management was terrible. Phil Spencer should be fired. Nobody at Xbox has any. Aaron Greenberg doesn't know how to manage any. Doesn't have a good a marketing team. All this and that. Xbox, they should do better. They should do this. They should do that. They're not coming out with anything. Their hardware is garbage. All that, right? Now all of a sudden the evil corporation and they want to gobble up and destroy the industry. You're frauds. You've been frauding the public so long and trying to make me believe that Xbox was out of there. Now you're seeing the mistakes of these leaks, that Xbox is coming out here to kick that ass. They're coming for Sony. They're not playing. Phil, I have told you guys that man is a competitor. I told you. Phil Spencer is, you know what I'm saying? He is sitting back in the cut, chilling, just soaking from the Xbox One situation. Soaking. Like, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. You know what I'm saying? He did try to play the cool, chill role. And he still will. That's the beauty of Phil Spencer. I mean, I don't think anybody that's ever met him or talked to him, they'll think that he's a genuine, cool guy. But when it comes to this competition thing right here, nah, man, he wasn't having that. Being underpowered, like he said, he is never going to have another underpowered console compared to his competitor ever again. Ever again. Ever again. And then everything else that you've read and seen, I'm sorry, VR guys, it doesn't look like there's a VR coming for Xbox. And unfortunately, I don't care, but for those who do, they seen the writing on the wall. And I think anybody that's out there that's really logically thinking could see the writing on the wall as well. That VR is a great complement to gaming, but it just isn't going to take off like that. It just is not. On the PC space, it's going to be solid. But for consoles, I just don't think that people are willing to risk the price point in order for them to get there. But regardless. Case in point, having an all-digital console is smart. It's something that we've always said that options. For us that has the Series X already, that has the disc in it. I mean, I can count on one hand how many times I've used my Series X disc drive. But still, if you want that, it's still available to you. Don't let some of these yahoos out here. I seen something from Polygon, and see, the gaming media, not all of the gaming media, but some of the gaming media out there is just absolutely just ridiculous. They're gross. Absolutely gross. They're already trying to make a narrative to try to make it like, well, Xbox is trying to take away hardware preservation, taking away the disk drive. I read that article. I didn't read the article. I saw the headline. And it could have said the nicest thing about Microsoft, everything. But because of your headline, I can't do it anymore. I used to know, I know exactly what this is. It's just the same like headlines for what content creators and things like bullshit. I'm tired of seeing it, for you to sit there and have me click on it, for you to then try to be cute about it. Or for the most, if you're going to make a headline like that, why don't you just go all out? And maybe they did. I have no idea. But I'm not paying attention to that type of garbage anymore, because that person who wrote that article and the people that's out there that's trying to use it and motivate it to be is like another negative for Microsoft, did not say a damn thing about PlayStation starting their generation with a diskless console. Ocular fan, I don't have any worries about that, because again, the PlayStation 5 could come out to be a juggernaut, but I don't see them going all out to make it a juggernaut when they're already coming out with their PlayStation 6. If we got to talk about 2025, I think it's going to be comparable to to the Series X. I don't see it being more powerful. I just don't. I think Microsoft has done with the Series X to where they've said to themselves that, look, I mean, they've addressed it saying, look, we don't need to make a mid-gen refresh pro version. So obviously the people there are much more savvy and smarter than we are when it comes to this tech stuff, right? So if they feel that they are not going to lose the power advantage to Sony, I'm gonna believe that until I see it. Now, listen, just because they'll show a couple of Digital Foundry games that might have some better frame rates or better performance in certain things like that, that doesn't mean that that's a better console. I mean, a more powerful console. It's going to be what we've seen in from what we saw in the beginning of the Xbox One, PlayStation 4 generation. You know. What's going on, man? Jeremy Brown, hey, be happy for your Dolphins. You know what I'm saying? Be happy for your Dolphins. Your Dolphins they looked a little shaky that last game, but they still won. That's all that mattered at the end of the day. And I do feel that the Dolphins are going to be. I feel that the Dolphins are going to win that division, even over Buffalo. Buffalo has not impressed me. I mean, they beat the brakes off of whoever they played. I forgot who they played, but. I believe Miami is just a better team in that division, honestly. Mr. Orange, he said Microsoft is saying we don't need a mid-gen refresh. We got to get the devs to use the advantages. That's what I was explaining, right? Like, you're right. Is that when you like the Wizards at Turn 10, the Wizards at Coalition. The Wizards, even though there was the Slip Space engine, did not seem to look as impressive once it kind of first came out. The more and more you're starting to see Halo get, the more content and things that they're bringing into that Slip Space engine is looking pretty sweet. So I don't know about if those rumors are true about them going to give up on the Slip Space engine to go to Unreal 5. I mean, that still could be a possibility. But I don't know. The more and more that I go and I check on, and I've this is a crime. I haven't played Halo Infinite as much as I was hoping that I was going to be playing it. But when I've come in and I've jumped in, play a little bit, and seen the progression of Halo Infinite, it looks better and better and better. It plays better each time. So I, you know what I'm saying? It is going to be up to the devs. It is going to be up to the devs. What I'm looking forward to is seeing what the technology will be when when the new Doom drops, because even though I've made my claim about this, I'm not a big huge Bethesda guy like that. I've never have been. I'm kind of just now getting into Bethesda stuff. I love Wolfenstein. Now, I dig the hell out of Wolfenstein, and I bought Doom. I bought both of the Dooms, but I haven't beaten either one of them. I mean, I love the first Prey, but I don't even know that was a Bethesda game when the first Prey came out. And I really enjoyed the other Prey. Fallout 3, go. Fallout 4, put a lot of time in. But again, I'm just not a Bethesda guy like that. Starfield is getting me now, opening that door, because I never was a Skyrim guy. I never got into it. So. But Starfield has got me hooked. It's got my meat hooked. It's many games. You've got Mortal Kombat. I'm dabbling into that. You got the First Ascent beta out. You got Sync that's out. You got, Madden is out. You know what I'm saying? NBA 2. I'm not even picking up NBA 2K until later on. And that's the first time since I've been playing 2K, going back on the Dreamcast, because there's so much hotness coming out, and Starfield is just taking up my time. Like, once I drop into Starfield, I'm guaranteed to play about 5 hours straight, just 5 hours plus every time that I put in Starfield. So yeah, but I want to see what that new engine looks like from what they can do with the Series X. And everything like that. So I mean, it's dope. And then again, no, Bethesda's dope. I'm not saying that I don't respect what Bethesda does. Bethesda is great. I just, I've been late to the party with them. While I was on CD Projekt Red's tip, and I'm still a big EA fan, things like that. I'm personally more into, Bethesda was not in that wheelhouse for me. because I've never played Oblivion or those Elder Scroll game. I did play the online Elder Scrolls game for a little bit, and then I came back, and then my homeboys that were playing it, they were like super orc, like next level. I had to just sit back and just let them do all the killing while I was in it. I was like, no, I'm out. But yeah, again, let's see what Kerbini Gaming. Thank you for coming on through, man. That's the first time I've seen this name, man. Really do appreciate. He said the leaked ones say he said the leaks OES says the current consoles will be end of life after the new one next year. Yeah, like I don't think, and look, like I will see what the Pro is going to do. We'll see what the PlayStation Pro is going to look like. I think it's going to be more comparable to be caught up to the Series X than it is trying to pass it. Because the PlayStation 5, if they're going to have new consoles out here in 2028, 2029, they don't need to go crazy overboard on that. Like, listen, sometimes you got to think logically instead of listening to what stands say, because stands want everything to be bigger, better, the best. They have these crazy thought processes that like, oh, it's going to be 18 cores. And then when the PlayStation 6 come out, it's going to have 22, 25 cores and teraflops and cracking SSDs 9.0 and Rise and all that Navi 20. Yeah, like they say the craziest shit. So I just take that with a grain of salt. I think the Pro will be on par with the Series X. It's not going to be better. I don't see that. And then again, of course, you got to say it. The tools is like what Microsoft said. You got, what I'm saying? The developers are going to have to use and utilize the stuff that they've implemented into the Series X for us to really see it. And for some games, we have seen it. For others, we haven't. But yeah, this is y'all having football discussions in here. What's going on with you, child of God, man? He says you working? Good, man. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you guys coming through. Okay, so talking about that with the Brooklyn, very interesting stuff, man. As you can see, I've just been sitting here for a while, so you can read about the design. The design is cool. Like, I do like the design. I mean, I think the design is way sleeker than the Series X. I do. I think this is a really nice design. Also, you've heard that they were going to start adding those covers. Because the covers really are dope. That's real smart from Microsoft. I think that because we've been asking for so long for them to have custom consoles, the covers are the smartest, most cost-effective thing that they could ever think of. I thought that was great. Just like with PlayStation with the blades. I mean, I thought that was really smart, a cost-effective thing too as well. It's sad that they kind of don't want like third parties third parties to come in and try to do stuff, even though they are some out there, but they go after them. I think that if Microsoft will allow third parties to come and make some of those wraps, oh my goodness, we're talking about, I think people will really stop talking about custom consoles as much as we have, because I've been an advocate for them to be doing more of that as well. But yeah, I like this look. It's sleek. It's I like it. I'm looking at like I'm saying this is it says with the power, you can say it says reduce the PSU power by 15%. New low power standby mode is 20%. Like, Microsoft is now trying to be about, the earth and everything, trying to, about climate change and all that other stuff. Let's see. Sustainability efforts, Wi-Fi 6. Listen, Wi-Fi 6 is no joke. I got Wi-Fi 6 on my PC, bruh. I sit there and I forgot that because I'm hardwired, right? But I wanted to test it out. It was so good that I forgot that I wasn't hardwired. I was just playing games, and online games at that. Just like, oh my goodness, I'm not even hardwired. I didn't even know. So that Wi-Fi 6 is a monster, bro. It is the real deal. The BT 5.2 radio for improved accessory experience. I have no idea what the hell that is. Please, people in the chat, explain that to me. What I'm saying? This 6 nanometer, I guess, die shrink for improved efficiency. I don't know what that. Let me be country and not knowing all that stuff. Let's go into this controller. Woo! Listen, okay. I don't care about the haptic thing, right? Like I see that there stands out there like, see, yeah, because y'all got haptic. Listen, haptic controllers has been around longer than some of these kids has been born. So therefore, they need to stop trying to take every damn thing and think that PlayStation just has solidified the controller market and that they claim to have the best controller ever. Anyway, as I drink my coffee. Anyway, so this right here, look wise. I mean, I prefer the look of this. I mean, I like these edges on this better, in my opinion. But I'm not complaining about it. I mean, because all I need that thing to do is feel like this, and be more durable. And even though this is pretty damn durable, I went ahead and got this. I said I skipped out on it for a long time, but I got one on sale. I had some points at GameStop, and so I got mine for like $80. So I was like, all right, let me go ahead and just do that. But so again, I'm not caring about the haptics, right? What's going on with you, John Wolf? Yeah, the Bluetooth, bro. Oh yeah, Jeremy Brown. Wi-Fi 6 is absolutely amazing. It is the truth. I swear to you, I promise you. Like I said, I got my PC hardwired. I was testing it out. I took it out and I did not know the difference. I had no clue until I just saw the wire hanging down on the floor. And I'm like, what the hell? And then I said, oh, that's right. And then I panicked like as though like the game I was actually playing there, like the lag or something was going to come in. No lag. It was absolutely just incredible. What game was I playing? When I was playing that, I'm trying to think what online game I was playing with that. It was a shooter. I was playing Call of Duty. Because I bought Call of Duty. I bought Call of Duty on the PC too. So I was just, because I wanted to test it out, man. Ain't nothing, no lag. Yep, nothing. It's that good, bro. It is that good. No, I'm not going to insert no advertisement in here. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? So let's see what anybody else was saying in here. Elite controllers are durable. Dudes just can't take. You know what? Now that part is true. Now you know what I'm saying? There's been rumbles for years. Like, I mean, the haptics, it is a great touch to the PlayStation controller. I would say that because of the size of the PlayStation 5 controller, it is probably my favorite PlayStation controller because, you know, I got big hands. And so therefore, like when I'm playing on other PlayStation controllers, like, you know, I gobble the damn thing, like right here, like right here. Like this is a good size controller, but look how I just gobble this thing. Like this thing, like man, like, you know, so the PlayStation 5 controller is solid. I will say that. I'm not gonna knock it. I do like it, but this whole talk about the haptic triggers and that's the change of life and all that, stop it. It's good. But now since Xbox is going to be adding to there, that's not the reason why I'm going to get this controller. It's going to be I'm getting this controller because it's an Xbox controller. That's the best controller in the world. There's no controllers that touch the Xbox controllers. Nothing. Everybody that goes through the history of Xbox controllers, you know, you got fans of the Duke, which I was never a fan of the Duke. You know, I would buy the Duke for you know, for purposes to putting that, hanging that on the wall behind me, you know what I'm saying, for nostalgia purposes. But that big ass dinner plate controller, I never was the biggest fan of it. You know what I'm saying? I love the games that I was playing on the Duke, but never was the biggest fan of the Duke. The 360 controller, my God, you can't talk enough about that controller. But I really was enjoying the Xbox One controller a lot. Because it was sleeker. You know what I'm saying? The 360 controller was heavy and was durable as all get out. But I did like the lightness. But then that's when when you're playing a lot, you can wear those controllers out. So the Elites, I bought that. I don't know how many Elite. I bought three or four Elites ones, and no, three. I bought three of them, and all three has problems with them. So that's when I said I'm skipping out. I'm not getting the Elite 2. I'm not doing this and doing that until I sit there and I got this one for, like I said, $80 because I had points and stuff like that. And then I'm definitely pleased with it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get this controller. I am. There's no question about it. But like I said, it's not for the haptics. But yeah, the Bluetooth 5.2, that's crazy. That's crazy. And also too, like I have this controller hooked up to the Wi-Fi for the Wi-Fi 6 on my PC. Not a problem. Not a problem at all. Like I said, that Wi-Fi 6 is next level. Here you go for you people out here with the haptic stuff. Precision haptic feedback. VCA haptic doubles as speakers. Oh, so it has a little speaker in there, I guess, huh? Or whatever. What is it? Really? Accelerator meter. The quieter buttons. Okay, so now I will say this. I will give the stands some credit on this one because, listen, I never really paid attention to it until I start reading people make comments about it, talking about like the clicking noise. I never really paid attention to it because I'm concentrating into the game. But then once I read it, I'm like, oh yeah, this damn thing do click a lot. So yeah, shout out to y'all, but you pointed that out, and I never really paid attention to it. So people in the chat, please let me know if do the clicking noise get on your nerves? Because like I said, I never paid attention to it until I heard it, and then every once in a while I'll hear the tick, 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 and I'm like, oh damn, yeah, they were right. But yeah, so quieter. The thumbpad, the thumbsticks, I don't understand. But the digital thing is where I heard it. And especially when I'm playing fighters and stuff like that, and then because I use the digital mostly, for some reason I've just not been an analog guy, even though you can get better precision with the analog, but I'm just an old school digital guy. But yeah, no, that's a really nice looking controller, man. I'm definitely going to get it. Let's keep it moving. This is pretty interesting with the timeline. That click, man. I was like, oh man. The clock is like the old arcade sounds. Yeah. You said the click gets annoying. I did not notice it until I was reading somebody bringing it up on social media, and I was like, "What the?" And then I caught it. I was like, "Oh, snap! He's right." Click, 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 click. And then it stuck in my head. But anyway, so that's good. Quieter controls, quieter digital for sure. Okay, so here's when they're talking about when this is supposed to be coming out. The price range for this, let's see, is that the Elliewood. Okay, so you get a 60-day plus separation between launch, enables dialogue, which with different audiences applies us to focus on new improvements. And it says tell stories beyond console, whatever, adds value to Brooklyn and Elliewood at announcement, gives Elliewood its own moment earlier in the holiday time frame to maximize sales. At Last Chance Edith. Okay, so the original S is going to be out of there. Because it said, listen, read this part right here where it says Last Chance Edith, 512 gigabyte, $199 at Black Friday offer before EOL. I guess that means send your ass to Hades. I think that's it. So the original S is out of there. And so Elliewood, whichever they're going to call Elliewood, is going to be the standard. And then there's one called Starfield ahead of Brooklyn launch. I don't even know what's, you know what I'm saying? Of course, I don't know what all this stuff is. Brooklyn arrives just in time for the gifting season, but separate from the Elliewood. So, and it's going to be $200 Not well, yeah, the original S is going to be $200. And I'm pretty sure you'll find some great deals to get it to where it's probably 150 to 180. Because they're going to ship those puppies out, get them out of there, and then they're going to offer this. And so, listen, I mean, I think it's, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, end of life. Oh, end of life. Thank you. End of line, end of life. It's over. Yeah, send your ass to Hades. It was nice knowing you, sucker. It was nice knowing you, sucker, just like with my series, my Xbox One X that's in my closet up in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought that was going to be out for, they said, no, EOL, son. EOL. So, okay, that's cool. That's cool. So let's read a little bit about what this one I'll say. So you'll have 2 terabytes of storage, or double the current model, and some standard with the, what is it, a Sybil controller. Microsoft also notes that it'll have the same game price as the current Xbox One X as at $499 when it arrives tentatively in 2024, so next year. Okay, so I'm assuming that's for the Brooklyn, right? That this is for the Brooklyn. But there's somewhat disingenuous statement given in a lack of a disc. Okay, so they're talking about the disc stuff. Okay, so the Series S will have a similar improvement inside, along with a double the storage, 1 terabyte rather than 510, which is smart anyway. The 512 gigabytes. I mean, you put in 3 games. You put in Call of Duty, Fortnite, and let's just say, I don't know. I mean, just Halo or Gears of War or Forza Horizon 5. That damn thing is already chewed up. You may have room for maybe 3 more games, 3 to 4 more games, according to what the size of them are. But you can't put a glob of bigger games in there like that. Just, you know, that just was just really crazy. What up, Rain? He said, Fahim said the little, oh shit, listen, oh, it's funny, okay. Oh, Yobi was over there talking to an Ocular fan. All right, so back to what I was reading. It also said to carry the $299 price, so it would be $300, with availability set in September of 2024. Okay, so a lot more information is laid out, including things that Microsoft would not doubt want private, like project sales, volumes, margin, funding, and more. For instance, Microsoft notes that Sybil's full production vision not currently approved due to gross margin percentage and appearances to the appears to place the ball in the finance court. It also outlines a path to leadership in gaming, with the vision of cloud first, PC first, and console first Xbox Game Pass subscription numbers. The leak appears to be a massive screw up that would likely cause some severe fallout. Yes, it would definitely. This is, like I said, somebody's gone, or whoever. If it's a group, they're out. Get your last check. Y'all's asses is out of here, son. Finito Titans. Whoever made that decision, man, listen, and mistakes happen, right? Like, I mean, but I mean, giving out the information for the new console of what they're going to do for the series, for whatever the hell that the new Xbox is going to be called, PlayStation's got a leg up now. They know exactly what the competition is going to bring. So there's probably going to have to be some kind of alterations to be done to the new console. Not the vision of the console, but some kind of, maybe some a difference in the power narrative, something in the sense of whatever. Like, I mean, that's crazy. Now, the one thing that Sony I don't think can do or implement is the stuff that what Microsoft is going heavy on is with that machine learning stuff, which because Microsoft got their own AI, and then DirectX 12. Those things are safe. Everything else though, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like that's crazy. And then it's going to be what the price point is going to be with these consoles is going to be pretty crazy. But yeah, this right here, I wanted to definitely get into right here. Now, this is what scares the hell out of the stands. And this is why they're uproar about evil corporation. Yeah, yeah, we knew this is what Phil Spencer and Xbox and Microsoft what they were all along. Again, like I said earlier, that's lies. Y'all were saying that Xbox was out the door. It was gone. It was gone. No more consoles for them. But this plan right here, as a matter of fact, let me go and get the better one where it says, hold on for a second. Hold on. Let me get that other one. Uh yeah, right here. I like this one better. I like this one better. Oh, come on, can I not see it? Oh, I can't see it because I don't hit it. All right, here we go. Right here. I like this one better. See what that says, ladies and gentlemen, in 2028, full convergence. Yo, they bringing it all to them. They coming. They're coming. They're coming. They're coming for you, PlayStation. They ain't playing with you, PlayStation. We told you. I told you guys. I've said this for years. I tried to let people know for years that you'll sit there and you let the behemoth be with it. Look at that. What's that say right there? Next gen, full convergence. Everything that they've been working on, like they did say with the Xbox One, it was a prototype. It is what they were trying to do and implement their vision. Now, this is something that PlayStation stance will tell you. Xbox has no vision. Xbox never had any, doesn't have an identity. And at some point in time, you could actually say that they didn't in the beginning, they were just getting on their foot on the ground. 360, they did have an identity. Xbox One, they lost that identity because they were trying to do something completely different that console gamers were definitely not understanding. Definitely not understanding at all. They had no idea, no clue, right? Yeah, Mr. Orange, you got it right there. Xbox will launch across multiple platforms for the first time. Consoles, PC, phones, tablets, TVs, etc. Xbox Next Gen will be the rollout of a full gauntlet. You're absolutely you said it better than I was going to say it. That's it right there. That's the point that I was trying to get at. Full convergence, son. That means they going all out. They've set their plan. Everybody's been like, well, what's Xbox plan? What's their motivation? Dominance. They're coming. They're coming. They're not playing. They're not going to sit here and play nice. The kumbaya is over. It's been over. I try to tell you this generation, they're going to prove to everybody, you are not. Put respect on Phil. Before Phil Spencer wraps it up and gives it to Sarah or Mikey Barra, once they educate whoever's going to be the next Xbox CEO, before Phil sits there and takes the crown off his head, this is going to be bad. This is going to be enjoyable. Because when you said you want competition media, when you said you want competition stands, when you say you want to see competition, you're going to see it. And we're not, and this is not, and see what's funny is that this isn't gonna, we ain't waiting for shit now. This wait till E3, all these jokes and crazy narrative. Nah, son. PlayStation was down this year. Xbox had a better year. I don't care how any stand try to point, slice it, chop it up, feed it to their to their fan base that just wants to say the Xbox is failing. PlayStation had a worse year than Xbox by far. It isn't even close. Even with Redfall in the lineup. Think about that for a second. Even with Redfall, as bad as Redfall launched, Xbox still had a stronger, and I'm not saying slightly stronger, but massively stronger year than PlayStation. Wrong. Please, people in the chat, prove me wrong. Is Thrash in here? Prove me wrong, Thrash. Prove me wrong. Tell me where I'm wrong when it comes to this year in 2023. Tell me. Tell people in the chat so you can go ahead and get cooked. You come in here, you're gonna get cooked because you cannot sit there. You can swindle these people out there on social media. You can't swindle the people here. We have common sense here. Fahim, tell me, PlayStation had a better year than Xbox in 2023. Tell me. I will be glad to tell you that PlayStation had a better year than Xbox in 2022, by far. No question. Game Pass kept Xbox afloat in 2022. But goddamn it, you can't tell me that Xbox has not had a much better year than PlayStation in 2022. Even with Spider-Man, oh my God, with Spider-Man just right around the corner. And let me make this point to you guys too, to you stands. Y'all better get out there and buy that game. Y'all better get out there and buy that game like y'all said. Because listen, 14 days. 14 days. 14 days. Starfield, over 10 million players. What do you think Spider-Man going to do in 14 days? With the way Sony's strategy is. Tell me that with Sony's strategy, it's going to bite them in the ass. Because you know what the Xbox community going to do? They're going to light y'all's asses up. They're going to light you up. If you ain't hit at least 8 million in 14 days with Spider-Man, boy, it's going to be a weenie roast. And I'm going to sit back. So you better get out there and start buying it. You better get out. Before coming in here, Thrash, before coming in here and start throwing that BS propaganda, which doesn't work here, that has no power here. You better start getting your ass online and start talking about how you guys better start getting out that damn start getting them, dusting off them PlayStation 5s, getting that shit ready, and get Spider-Man. Start pre-ordering immediately. Because if you come out here and they talk about 5 million in 3 days, that ain't cutting it, Jack. It better be 8 million. 8. Y'all keep talking about these console sales. The PlayStation's dominating. We get all these consoles. Look at them. They're everywhere. They're the best. They do. Oh my God. We're killing them. And y'all out here. And poor Square Enix is over here celebrating 7 million sales between two to 3. Well, let me just add Final Fantasy 16 there. Around 10 million sold and shipped. With what? 40 million PlayStation 5s and how many PlayStation 4s, son? Come on now. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. Don't come in here. Don't come into this place, into a mega sector, and think you ain't gonna get your ass cooked for coming in here saying something wild. You can't do it. You can't do it. Better take your ass on out there to social media immediately and start demanding that PlayStation gamers show and tell with Spider-Man, because they have not with Baldur's Gate 3, they have not with Final Fantasy 16, they have not with Forspoken, they have not with PlayStation VR, they have not done anything but buy the goddamn console. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Stans, prove me wrong. Oh yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake is on PlayStation 4, Fahim. PlayStation, yeah. You got 100 and how many? 100 and how many million? What? 125, 130 million consoles on a PlayStation 4? Yes, Final Fantasy VII Remake is on PlayStation 4. And you got 40 plus 40 million. You better show and prove, brother. You better, because I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna let the cooking I'm gonna let y'all get y'all's ass to roast slowly, and then I'm gonna get you. Then I'm gonna get you. Man said volcanoing, bro. He said play. Yeah, man, y'all better get out there and start volcanoing those sales on them, man. Prove me wrong that the PlayStation community will buy $70 games at full convergence, son. At full convergence. You tell them PlayStation dudes out there, ladies and dudes out there, to get out there in full convergence and buy Spider-Man. Support. I want to see 8 million in. I'll give you 8 million in 14 days. I want to see 8 million in 14 days. I want to see it. I want to see it, Lord. Lord have mercy if I don't see it. Anyway, all right. You know what? You know what, Thrash? I will be glad to sit there to have you come back on GRG again. I will gladly have you back on GRG. We're gonna sit there. I'll gladly have you back on GRG. You ain't gonna sabotage me right now because all you're gonna do is yell. I've listened to what you did. You know what I'm saying? When I was on your podcast and I cooked y'all, you know what I'm saying? When your boy Sick Humor over here went ahead and blocked me because he didn't want to take that humiliation. And all I said to brother was like, hey man, you gonna give me an apology or something? You know, after me, I'll be calling your boy Sick Humor, Mr. Thug, Mr. PlayStation Thug over there, man. He wasn't so much of a tough guy. He just blocked me. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, so we gonna sit there and do that right. I want you to come on to GRG. If you need to have a backup, I have no problem of having you get another one of your PlayStation guys to come on here on GRG and we can have a discussion. We can have a discussion. We can have that discussion. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that. No problem. No problem. No problem. But for right now, because I'm not going to stay on here too much longer. I'm not gonna say, you know what I'm saying? I see you came in here when you saw that full, because I know the fear in your heart, the fear as a stand, as a PlayStation stand. I know when you see these words right here. I hope y'all see. Can y'all see I hope y'all can see this right here. Full. Oh, listen. My phone. I mean, my watch. You hear my watch? That's that alarm coming. That was Phil saying, hey, man, let him know. That was Phil sitting here letting me know, like, just wait. That's that code for full convergence. It's coming. God damn it, it's coming. I can't wait. But before we even get to the full convergence, 2024 is going to be loaded. 2025 is going to be loaded. 2026 is going to be loaded. 2027 is going to be loaded. Prove me wrong. It's time, baby. It is time. It is. I mean, no. Spider-Man does look fantastic. I love Spider-Man games. Okay, let me make this clear. I have never been a super fan of Spider-Man games previously. Now, other than Shattered Dimensions, and Maximum Carnage, we're taking that way back to Nintendo, and there's always the one that I always keep. I think it's Friend and Foe. We're talking about playing back on the PlayStation and Nintendo and all that. Like, I've never really been into Spider-Man like that. So when I did buy Spider-Man the first time on PlayStation 4, I was like, the beginning was dope. You fought Kingpin, and I'm like, and then I was like, okay, on to something else. Then when PlayStation got their act together and put it on PC, I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and give it a shot. Yeah, I like it. Now, Miles changed my whole perspective of everything because I did beat Miles before I beat the first Spider-Man completely, right? And I said, okay, I need to give Spider-Man another chance. Spider-Man 2018 another chance. And so much, I did enjoy it. I didn't like it better than I like Miles. I think Miles was dope as hell. I thought Miles was dope. So no, I think Spider-Man's going to be fire. I'm not disputing that Spider-Man's not going to be a good game. Insomniac is a great studio. Like, I mean, that's a great grab for PlayStation. Nobody's ever going to deny that. But what I'm talking about is what y'all get out here and y'all start doing all this talking. bro, I need, you know what I'm saying? I need some reassurance from the PlayStation community that they will come out and get that ass in line and support Insomniac like y'all say y'all support. Because y'all said y'all was supporting Baldur's Gate 3. Y'all said y'all was going to support Final Fantasy 16. Now, y'all did say that y'all wasn't, y'all did, you know what I'm saying, y'all was mixed about Forspoken, which I really enjoyed Forspoken. I thought that combat in Forspoken was great. It took a while to build up, but still, regardless. And then y'all said y'all was going to support PlayStation VR. Come on now. You know, this is about Xbox. This ain't about y'all stand. So let's go ahead there. So, but y'all the ones that be talking about themselves and all this other that, man. You know what I mean? I gotta see it. I gotta see it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's go. Anyway, so you paid PlayStation twice for the same game. Thanks. Oh, I have no problem for it. I do it all the time. You know what I'm saying? Look, I mean, I've double, triple dip on a lot of games. I buy games just like I support services. Like, so, like, if I really enjoy a game, I'm going to buy it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, for Street Fighter 6, I got it on Xbox. I'm going to get it on PC. Mortal Kombat, I got Mortal Kombat on PC because it was cheaper. Because I went way too crazy on my vacation. So it was budget time. And so I got it on PC. I'm going to get it on Xbox. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I mean, I have no problem for it. For certain games, I will. Now, I used to be a ridiculous fool and double dip all the time trying to prove something. Dang, I ain't got shit to prove. You know what I'm saying? Look, I ain't got nothing to prove. I live my life. I do my thing. You can say whatever you want to say about me. I don't care. But services are an important factor to gaming now. And you have to accept that. If you say that you don't, that's your business. That's your prerogative. But people don't have money just throwing it away. The most frugal, the most sensible, the people that thinks about what they're going to do with their dollar and how they're going to stretch it are the ones that maintains that money. So that's a lesson to learn. You know what I'm saying? So that's something that you need to understand about. But you know what I'm saying? Let's see. Sony fan, Mr. Orange said, Sony fan said 6 million day one is a failure. So Spider-Man better beat that, bro. They better watch their mouth on saying that. They better watch their mouth saying that. So I hope it does do 6 million. I hope it, like I said, in 14 days, if it don't hit 8 million, the cooking's gonna happen, bro. Because if you got Starfield already having over 10 million players, PlayStation ain't gonna have 10 million players in 14 days. You know who's gonna. You know what? Like I said, I'm gonna sit back. I'm just gonna let the other ones out there roast you. They're gonna cook you. So you better get out there and start doing that thing, man. You better start promoting. You take this. I will allow you to eat off of my plate and take this over there to the stands and use this as a point to get them bastards out there to start buying some games. Get them out there. Get them. Tell them. K-Mega has told you. Uncle K-Mega has told y'all's asses to get out there and support Insomniac. Y'all better do it. Show me. I better see 14 million in a week. I want to see it. I want to see 10 million in a week. Give me 10 million, not 14 million. That's crazy. I want to see it in a week. Give me 10 million. Give me 8 million. You give me 8 million, I'll say, okay, y'all cool. Y'all cool. Now ain't nobody gonna buy nothing else from PlayStation until tax time. But you did show me. You did show me that y'all will support Insomniac. So we'll see. Anyway, all right, man. Let me sit there and get a little bit more, then we're gonna get out of here. All right, so anyway, but this full convergence, that's just letting you know what's happening here. That's just showing you what's happening here. Now, I do want to go. I'm going to go back to here and just kind of hit this right now. This is pretty interesting right here. I believe that this is this new console for what this is, right? And so, I mean, you know, listen, I'm not a tech guy by any stretch of the means, so I got to sit there and I got to hit my boy Don up, hit other people up You know what I'm saying? So we can break this down, hit Xbot up a little bit, figure some things out on this. But talking about the silicone, said, what were we talking about with the strategic decision investments? Okay, so it's 64 Zen 6. Balance of big little CPU cores. Hell, I don't know what. Look, just look at this, Reed. Let's look at this and read this, man. I don't even know what's going on here. I don't even know what this is. What's going on here? All right, so Microsoft to sell the heavy use of AI and machine learning in next-gen gaming. From a performance vantage, neutral networks would power super resolution, frame rate, latency compensation. For instance, they will improve game experiences, AI agents, codecs, matchmaking, player rankings, the power services, safety and toxicity, personalization and discovery, support services. It would also aid on creator side via AI games testing, procedural content, physics, in NLP, dialogue, and live OPSs, engagement and retention, management, monetization, cloud, resource optimization. Listen, man, look, like, there's a lot of stuff going on there, but I will tell you this. So when people sit there and keep talking, if they have any doubts about like AI technology and things like that, all you got to do is just go and look at what's going on with NVIDIA and what they're doing with their AI technology with DLSS. Man, when you have millions and millions of people working on this, and this computer's reading all of this in like crazy seconds. I was watching a video from somebody that's a developer, and they were breaking it down about like the AI technology and how it implements through NVIDIA, right? So Microsoft is going to be using this same thing, because every time people use Bing and other services and things of that nature, and of course that when you got the Azure service and all that stuff, all this stuff is collecting all different types of information, right? And when you got that, it's learning so quick. So when people say, well, how can they do this and that? All you got to do is just look and see what NVIDIA is doing with their DLSS. So this will be something that was going to be implemented through their console. I don't know how. I mean, PlayStation doesn't have that type of technology. I'm sure that they'll probably implement some form of it. But this is nuts. This is nuts. Just to think that like this, how crazy AI is. And look, and we're only in 2023. This console is supposed to be slated to come out in 2028. And from when I was watching the video last night, the guy that was using AI technology, the AI technology back then for when NVIDIA first was bringing out their stuff, that was like, I think in 2018, something like that. It was at like 60 seconds before everything could be rendered and it, and all this. And he said, and it was a little muddled, all this other stuff. He says now, looking for it, it's like less than 3 seconds. It's 3 points of a second now. That's how fast things can render and process, because that's how efficient that this AI technology is working for what NVIDIA is doing. It's the same thing that what Xbox is doing with their AI, and I couldn't tell you which one is better or much more savvy. I couldn't tell you which one is that on that end. I could just tell you for what the results that I see when I'm playing on my PC using my 40 series card or GPU, compared to when I'm seeing stuff like case in point with Starfield. Like, I can't wait for when DLSS is available so I can use it to see Starfield. And even when Starfield looks as beautiful it does at times, I can't wait to when that DLSS really kicks in so I can see it at its full maximum abilities. Like, bro, it would be nuts. So I don't know. It's crazy to me. I'm still reading you guys. You're still. So anyway, yeah, this new console is going to be crazy. It says one slide suggests Microsoft was seeking a forged deal with AMD for Navi 5 graphics and Zen 6 CPU cores. But another stated that the company needs to make a ARM 64 decision in any case, it may have already begun its plans. Another slide titled "The Journey Has Already Started" shows a full roadmap, hardware design, hybrid game design starting in 2024 with dev kits available by 2027 and shipping in 2028. So, I mean, I think, like I said, I think that there will be some alterations, to where the point of it is that where that they don't, Sony knows exactly what, because trust me, they're looking at this heavily. And so I think that there's going to be some alterations to where they're going to do some things here and there, and because with all this leaked out, I just can't, and it's too many years away for them not to make some changes down the line to kind of throw off Sony. So this, in a way, I will not say that this is helping out Microsoft in any way, shape, or form. This does help out Sony in this regard, so they could be on the same wavelength or have something maybe more powerful. But Xbox can definitely now, which this could help them out to have a counter plan to say, well, let's do this, let's do that, just in case if this. And now I understand, like they said, they've already do it. It's not in 2024 yet, so we'll see. This, then they could just come out. They already have their plan. They feel like they might have a solid plan already. We'll see. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Let's see. Anybody else in the chat? What I think I see a super chat, and I might have missed it. If I did, I apologize. Oh yeah, thank you, Mr. Orange. He says, "Preach, my brother." Oh, okay. And then last thing, because I did go into that. Oh yeah, there's John T in there again. He said, "Could you imagine that they buy Sega, buy the small studios that they are working with, and buy 49% of WB and buy Valve?" The point is, that's why I was going to go back to, was about that. It was about the Valve thing, because I did not forget about it. I almost forgot about it, but I didn't. And look and see if anything. Okay, all right. So let me go ahead and break this down about the Valve thing. Now, I've told people about the Valve situation from what I've heard. From what I've heard a long time ago. And Drawn T is right. Gabe did say Gabe was not a fan of Microsoft, and then all of a sudden Gabe was like, the Xbox is the better console, blah, blah, blah. And then there's been all these rumors about Gabe is getting ready to he's an older man. Like, he's a billionaire. He's cool. Steam is at the hype of his powers right now. Why not? They have a great relationship with Microsoft. Do you think Sega, do you think that PlayStation has a chance to get them? I don't know. I would doubt it. Would they trust PlayStation? Because this is the thing that you have to realize, is that Microsoft would have to, Gabe would be, look, there would be an uproar in the PC community, but Gabe would make sure that Microsoft would honor that. Would honor whatever Gabe was before he would make that deal, right? And again, there could be factors to where the regulators would try to block it, try to stop it. We don't know. Maybe everybody would try to wait everybody out to get past this phase of where regulators are on this wavelength of what they are. We don't know. Like I said, this is not something that's going to happen overnight. This is something that's years down the line. But they have been eyeing them, just like they've been eyeing Sega. And the one thing to me that is fit. The one thing that's the most important thing for what Microsoft can do now, after the ABK deal situation, is now fit. It's not about just acquiring any and everybody. It's about fit. Warner Brothers, and that's why I said Warner Brothers is like, it's that girl you talked to, you met, everything was cool, you looked like you was about to get her, and then something happened, man. You know what I'm saying? Something happened, which it actually did, which in the sense of, and I don't think if people remember this, is when the whole WB situation was really hot and cooking. I think it was back in 2021, 2020, something like that. Well, 2020 or 2021. And then Trump was still in office, and Trump wanted Microsoft to go after, to buy a part of TikTok, if not acquire all of TikTok. And so those talks failed. Well, they didn't fail, but they stalled. And then at this point in time, then Discovery jumped in, and then everything else kind of went away, right? But so you fast forward to this situation, right? Microsoft still got their eye on them because the discovery is still talking about, look, they're still trying to they're going to get rid of some stuff. They're not going to keep everything. Now, is that going to be, NetherRealm? Is that going to be, but if Microsoft can get a hold of Warner Brothers, that is the perfect fit. Not only for just you adding another fighter to the catalog, which would be Mortal Kombat, in which Mortal Kombat would still remain to be a multi-plat. You cannot lock that game down, right? You can't do that. I would be against it. Like, as much as I would like to see PlayStation get kicked in the teeth a few times, I still, to the PlayStation gamers out there, that's not fair to them to see. Now with Starfield, Oblivion, all that other stuff, no, you know what I'm saying? Because they did that with Spider-Man. Spider-Man was a multi-plat the whole time. Now it's not, and that's fine. It's business, right? But Mortal Kombat would have to remain to be a multi-plat, but it would still be at Microsoft's advantage, or I should say Xbox advantage. You also look at the situation with, I think I'm still bullish and still would love for Microsoft to go after CD Projekt Red. I think that I don't think people really understand the phenomenon of Cyberpunk. Like, Cyberpunk looked like it was dead on arrival. Like, CD Projekt Red was in such a bad state that, like, CD Projekt Red was almost looking like they were hemorrhaging money. And there was lawsuits, there was all that stuff. We don't even know how all that played out. But all CD Projekt Red needs is one more IP under their belt. Because Cyberpunk is Liberty City is gonna revitalize that franchise and make that into a Witcher-esque type of game. Like, I mean, massive. So you got The Witcher, then you have Cyberpunk. Then all the things CD Projekt Red needs is just one more IP, and that could be just whatever that they want to, and then they're solid. I still think that they'll be a great get for Microsoft if they could. And then another thing that I think a lot of people don't really realize is that, like, I'm telling you, man, like, Xbox is going to get tomorrow. They're going to have the TGS, and I think they're going to have some really crazy cool announcements. But I also think that they're going to get somebody from Japan or from Korea, somewhere from Asia. They're going to pull somebody. Who I got my eye on that Microsoft should look at is Toy Tecmo. I'm telling you, that dead or alive. You got Ninja Gaiden. You got all of those games that they have on there. The Dynasty games. Those games are. Those games. What are those games called? I forget the crazy name of you call them. Whether Dynasty Warrior games. Those games scream Game Pass. They scream them. They scream those. It's perfect. And then you can also, if you could acquire them, then could you have them to make a classic? Go ahead and try to do 99 Nights. I mean, there's just I think that, like, Koei Tecmo is just perfect. And then you just have your great relationships with Nintendo and Sega, and because I don't know if Sega might not be big enough to where, like, regulators can jump in, but I just don't know if Microsoft wants to go with that headache again, dealing with Sega, doing with that, because that is, because the regulators has made such a big deal about this. So thank you, Rain. Thank you. Appreciate it, Rain. Yeah, I'm like I said, I've been working out. I've been doing my thing, man. I've been doing my thing. But yeah. Like this. I really do appreciate you guys coming through, man. I really do. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate King Thrash coming in here and trying to get messy. But like I said, the invite for GRG is there. You can bring one of your boys with you, and y'all can come on GRG, and we can have a great discussion. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem with that. And we keep it civil, so it ain't gonna be like we'll have a discussion. It might get a little heated, but it ain't gonna be no craziness where people are gonna fight. We will have a gaming discussion. I would love to have that. I would love to do that. So yeah, just hit me up, or I'll hit you up and see what's going on with that. What is Ham Solo in here? Where is Ham Solo? Is Ham Solo? I didn't see if Ham Solo was in here or not. I didn't know. But anyway, if he is, what's up with you, bro? But yeah, no, I mean, look, this whole situation with this leak is crazy. It's wonderful. I think in the sense of showing Xbox doing is being aggressive. They're going for it. They want the top spot. They're not being complacent. They know what they have to do, and they do have an identity. Game Pass is a part of that identity. And after this, and after this ABK deal, with Xbox is already with Game Pass is already Game Pass subscribers is already over 30 million. I'm saying it's probably 35 million. Before Starfield, just think when this ABK deal, what's that going to jump to? And remember, there were analysts, there were publicists and people in the know saying that the sweet spot, not the stands and the people that want Xbox to fail, they're saying 100 million, right? But these analysts and things, they're saying the sweet spot is 50 million. They'll get there. They'll get to 50 million. I say get to 50 million by 2026. That ABK deal goes through. It's because what that does is that what Xbox is trying to do, I feel, from my opinion, is overwhelm you with value, overwhelm you with options. Sony can't do all that. Sony can only what Sony's method has been, and see, then this is where it gets tricky. Where Sony, why they're at the position that they are is because they overwhelm you with graphics and their style and their history of being in the gaming space for 30 years, pretty much, right? If they make a turn of face, then what is going to be Sony's identity? Going from limiting what makes PlayStation by lessening these deep, story-driven, beautiful graphic games to now live services. Because let's just say that they hit on 3 or 4 of those live services, they're going to get thirsty with it. There's no question with it, because the money that you generate from those live service games, I mean, it decimates what single player games do. I mean, that's just the reality. There's no question about it. There's only a few single player games that can hang with certain live with the more popular live service games. That's a fact. So if let's say three of these games hit, these live service games hit, Sony's going to change about face, and then what's their identity going to be? Because they're going to look at it, they're going to look at their numbers. They're going to say, "Look, man, listen, I'm just being hypothetical here, because I don't see the game really taking off like that, but it could." Helldivers 2, right? Helldivers 2 generated more money than any game out here except for Spider-Man. By you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it almost rivaled Spider-Man in revenue. You think Sony ain't gonna pay attention to that? Like, shit. You see how much we made off of Horizon Forbidden West? We ain't really we made the numbers look good because we bundled the hell out of the game. But hey, man, when they come up here to look at this, man, you better think about putting Horizon and making it an online MMO, which they've been talking about for some years now, and that's been a rumor that might come out that you know, Horizon might become an MMO. You know, Ghost of Tsushima will do well, Spider-Man will do well, God of War will do well. If they do a Last of Us, that'll do well. Final Fantasy isn't doing very well. And I'm sure that there's other games out there that I'm not thinking about from PlayStation that would still do well. But I mean, do you think Sony's going to risk it all again for another Days Gone? Do you think they're going to do? Do you think that they're going to do another? They're going to risk it all for an Order 1886, which I enjoyed the hell out of the Order 1886. You do? I mean, what about an Infamous? You think they're going to risk it all for an Infamous third son, or something, whatever they would call it? If they get games that's a live service that will do well, no, man, the whole thing will shift. And so when people out here talking about that Xbox doesn't have an identity, no, they got their identity. They're letting you know what they are. It's what PlayStation's going to be. What PlayStation's going to be, because I don't know. I mean, PlayStation will be fine console wise, but as we're seeing, we see a cell phone, and me and Ham Solo talked about this on the crossover on his channel. So go check out Ham Solo on his channel where we did that. We'll be back on my channel next week, next Monday. Hope you guys come and check it out. But as we was talking about the iPhone 15. Like, so, I mean, I'm not even I'm not an Apple phone guy. I'm an Android guy. But I mean, that's impressive to do AAA games. And while we keep having people still to this day trying to make consoles seem like it's like 1995 or 2001, the reality is mobile gaming is rolling. And I mean dog walking. Everything game, even PC. The beef between PC and mobile is I think worse than the console war between PlayStation and Xbox. They literally can't stand each other. Mobile gaming is it. And if you got to, and again, full convergence. Again, let's use that word. That's the word of the day, full convergence. So when I post that on Twitter, on Twitter/X, you know what I'm saying? Hashtags full convergence. I hope you like it and share it. Anyway, Xbox do this full convergence thing that they're saying, and you can play AAA games on phones now. The what? No compromise natively. It's a wrap. But consoles will become the CD. Consoles will become the record. They will not die, because if they won't die until we die. You know what I'm saying? For us, like you get tired of people bringing up this whole point about, well, what about the parents and the grandparents and the older people out here that don't understand? We are the grandparents. We are the parents. We are those people now. While you got these silly ass people that say that dumb shit, they're 30 something years old themselves. 30s, and they're in their 30s, 40s, 50s. You're not 15. You might be in your late 20s and you're saying this. You're an adult. You might have kids. You're a parent. And you know the difference between what TVs, cars, appliances, consoles are. I mean, you better start understanding what this train is moving, Jack. And PlayStation is fine now. Will they be fine later? They're letting you know what they are. They will change on you in a heartbeat. They have made so many stands look like fools for the last 4 years. And listen, and they still say the same thing. And the sad thing about it is that their fan base will still listen to it as though it's fact. Those 40 million consoles is great. Nobody's saying that's not fantastic. But you also need to put in the equation is that those 40 plus million consoles sold, there's a lot of them sitting in warehouses somewhere because they were over here, got picked up. Xbox just need to sell more than what they did with the Xbox One. They already know what they did. Xbox needs to just sit there and think about how many people they're going to add to that service. Because that service, if you're making $230 million a month, if you are almost making $1 billion, they were close to $1 billion in 90 days. Console sales does not matter. Does not matter at that point. It don't. It don't. If you're sitting here generating that much money, it's crazy. Let me read some of these super chats, man. I'm being extra long here. I do appreciate you guys coming and checking me out today. Jeremy Brown said Forspoken. Oh no, there was people that said Forspoken will outsell Starfield. I remember that one. I do remember that one too. Sir X-Men in the chat, my main man. He said, I thought you were putting GT7 on PC. Where's that? It's eventually going to come. They're like I said, PlayStation's kind of scrambling on what their strategy is trying to be. They're still trying to hold on because they are the market leader, that they're still trying to make it seem like that their vision is the future. It is not. It isn't. It isn't. Any logical PlayStation gamer will tell you that their old vision is not going to work for them. It's just not. Gamers are different now. The technology is so different now. My boy Rain G4, what's happening with you? He says, when Sony makes games exclusive, everyone says get a PlayStation. When Microsoft does it, what about PlayStation fans? Facts, man. Facts. Who from TSWS Gaming is 22 years old? Stop lying to the public. None of you suckers is 22 years old. None of y'all. Stop it. Y'all ain't no 22 years old. You know what I'm saying? And especially if this is Loke or if it's Ham, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got kids. So y'all the parents. Y'all had them early like I did. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Good for you. You know what I'm saying? My boy Hardy, man, I ain't seen you in a minute, brother. How you been? He said, K-Mega, we talked about Xbox was trying to get off consoles many times. Yeah. People have been saying that for a long time. I'm just like, no. I mean, now, the people that were in charge of Microsoft, before Phil took over, they were done. So Xbox was close to being done. But like that's what we try to say, and that's why these stands can't stand when we talk about Phil in the positive state that we do, and it's their team. Like it's not just Phil Spencer; it's everybody that's a part of that team in Xbox, man. It's everybody in that team of Xbox that kept this train rolling and believed it so much to make a person who didn't like console gaming make them believe it, make them see that there was an opportunity for gaming for Microsoft to continue, right? Like, I mean, that's the beautiful thing about it. And instead of Phil getting the praise that he does, and like I said, the Xbox team that's working under Phil, getting the praise that they do, they constantly ridicule. They constant. And it's one of those things where you just kind of look at it and you're like, damn, man, the hate is real. I mean, just look at what happened with Starfield. That game was slated to be anywhere from probably, when we looked at it from, I said 88 to a 94. The hate for this game for some people that didn't get a free copy to just wanting to, it's at the same score as Halo 5. Even though Halo 5 is my GOAT. So, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't gonna stop that train. Because again, if it doesn't get the accolades of Game of the Year at VGAs, it will be nominated for Game of the Year and might win Game of the Year from some other publications out there. So, you know what I'm saying? That game is still going to be played more than any other PlayStation game out there except for maybe Spider-Man. That's it in 2023. Venomous lying ass Viper said he's 25. Man, hold on. You're gonna have to get this. You about to get some of these emojis over here put on you, brother. Yeah, you said 25. Now I seen your old crusty ass. You ain't no 25, sucker. Your hairline told me different. Anyway, oh man, you pre-installed Forza? Yeah, yes, Lady Foxfire, and good video too. Go check out my girl Lady Foxfire. She did a nice video talking about these leaks and stuff too as well. Anyway, let's see. We'll just skip that. Now we talked about that a little bit. Talk about the controller. Yeah, we talked about that. So, I'm about to go ahead and wrap it up. But I mean, we're definitely going to be talking about more of this stuff for months to come. I can't wait because, I mean, Xbox has been in the news all year long. It's been feeding a lot of content creators out there. The Xbox news has been out and about, good, bad, and different. Like I said, this news here, it just shows that Xbox is really coming, and I'm excited for it. And that also shows that they are still going to be aggressive after the ABK deal. Win, lose, or draw, it still looks like that there's the opportunity that it's going to go through. I'm still at 90% that it's going through. But you know what I'm saying? If not, I mean, that means something else is coming. So I mean, it's not going to stop. So for the people that's over here, they'll maybe cheer if, let's just say, the CMA does some slick shit and say, yeah, whatever. Don't matter. they'll still get what they want, and then we'll be right back to being the Microsoft, the evil corporation, the evil corporation. So anyway, all right, guys, I really do appreciate it. He said that hurt Starfield and bought time that brought about the hate. Well, I don't know. He's talking about somebody about what you call it. Yeah, but now I'm looking forward to Forza. I'll buy Forza every year, so I'll most likely will probably buy Forza yet again. If not, you know what I'm saying, that's the beauty of Game Pass. I can go ahead and pay the $30, get the Ultimate Edition, and then buy it later. But I always have to have a Forza in my library. It's just the best racing game that's out. And there's nothing touching it, hands down. Like, I mean, it just is what it is. Even though I would recommend people to go and try the Crew Motorsport. That is really, really fun. It's really good. Yeah. Oh yeah, Spider-Man 2 on PC is gonna be nuts. I can't wait for it. That's what I'm waiting for. I want to play it. I want to play it at its max powers. That's why I definitely enjoyed playing Spider-Man on PC, but I mean on PlayStation 4 as well. But on PC, man, it's just it's night and day. It is night and day, and I mean we're talking about crazy night and day. So, yeah, no, that's really good stuff. But anyway, man, thank you guys so much for coming and checking out the video. Thank you for the super chats. I will be back tomorrow, man, because I mean we're gonna see what's what's happening with the TGS, man, and I'm looking forward to it. So, and on top of that, my wife's a dog sitting, a little dog, and it's barking its ass off. It's just howling. My dog wants to eat it because it's a little dog, and my dog looks at it and get annoyed, and you just go to his crate like, bro, can we get this little bastard out of here? Can we get him out of here? Can he be sent home, man, where things was quiet and peaceful? Anyway, man, shout out to everybody out here. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm gonna get him play some maybe some Mortal Kombat, then get on some Starfield. Because once I get on Starfield, I'm not getting off until I'm probably getting ready to go into bed. So it's just what it is. So I got to give me some time in some Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat is so good. I am going to get back to streaming. Fight Night Sunday will come back Sunday night. I will do another stream of Avium, Immortals of Avium. I was happy to see people coming to check that out. I still need to do that Telltale's game. I'm going to do that as well. And maybe just show some gameplay. We got to link up with Don. We got to do Devin the Gamer, and then on top of that, we got to get some Halo. Man, I got to get my Halo back in. Man, I have not played Halo in so long. Other than just going in there and just checking up some updates, but not just putting full sessions in like I used to. So I got to get that going. So, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully Saturday I can go ahead and do, me and Don can get linked up and we can do that again. So start doing that. So yeah, man, it's back time to get back to work, man. You'll be seeing my old ass more often here after vacation mode. So yeah, and then of course on next podcast Thursday and GRG again, a sober K Mega on this week's GRG. Apologies again. You know what I'm saying, at the end of the show, man, that Crown Black got a hold of me, man. So but anyway, man, thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Let's go.